computer's freezing on me. Let me know if we're live.
Yep. Live. Music's going.
Good to go.
And they can hear us right now.
Oh, we're live?
Yep.
What do I do? Anyway, hello everyone and welcome to episode 49 of the Last Place Fire Team show. And today is our 1 year anniversary. And we are still sorry that it's lackluster. It kind of snuck up on all of us. It's just, what you guys know what to expect here. So we're definitely happy. I mean, can you guys believe we made it to 1 year? It is honestly one of the most consistent things I've done in a year. So I do appreciate the guys and us. We're going to continue to do it. And then we will get the thoughts of the co-host after we get into a little housekeeping and all that good stuff. But I couldn't do the show without my two friends and co-hosts. We have Yendi on the mic.
Hold
How
on.
are you doing,
Hold on
Yendi?
1 second.
Uh-oh.
The stream dropped for a second and it's
Oh,
reconnecting.
no.
Sorry, just give it a few seconds. I saw it like
1, 2, 3,
there we are.
4,
And
and
we're
we're
good,
back.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
Small
I was-
small disconnect that
it's
Restream
fine.
does. Anyway.
And then I was introducing Yendi. So Yendi, how you doing? 1 year.
1 year. Wow. Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. It's crazy. 1 year already? Oh my
Yeah.
god. It feels longer than that.
Right? It feels longer and
Oh,
super short. all
Oh
at the
man,
same
that's crazy. I mean, yeah, I'm actually surprised we were able to be this consistent for a whole damn year. I mean, we only missed what, 1 or 2 shows, maybe?
Yep.
2 shows. One was complete technical meltdown on was it my end? My
house-
router wasn't
your house-
working.
Well, you had your
No,
house.
we
end
had
too,
one with me and Alan too. I think we both dropped at the same time.
yeah, we did. We had one of those.
we had a
too.
couple.
And then we had the one where you had like your house just legit. Just what was it? The water.
The water.
happened?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
the water heater started
Yeah.
leaking.
Mhm.
That was unexpected.
That was completely unexpected. So,
Man, yeah, crazy times. But here we are still. So glad to be here,
all right.
gentlemen. So
Yeah, let's do. And Chris, how you feeling? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. Sorry, guys. You just saw my mixer there because you guys are a little bit loud on my headset. I'm doing great. It's still been just working on The Office. Getting some new stream ideas ready after the show. I'm washing my mouse pad and cleaning the PC and everything. So doing a little bit of the spring cleaning stuff here. And I've been playing Pokemon, which I've been enjoying quite a bit. So
I've heard good things. I haven't gotten into it. I know
Yeah.
Yendi was getting it soon, I believe.
I
finally
actually
is
went
gonna-
out yesterday to get it, but my local GameStop was sold out.
Oh,
Yeah.
which is apparently I was reading an article that it sold like 6.5 million copies this week,
Yeah.
bro,
which is insane. And
In
it's
1
already-
week.
Yeah, and it's already outpacing the rebrand, the remix. For
it's different, man. They
Mhm.
talk about death in this one. Like, oh, you're gonna go out into the woods if you don't have a Pokemon, you will die. It's like, oh, okay. And it's been pretty fun to run around and run into dangerous so you swap between your Pokeballs and your Pokemon, right? Which is cool because you can throw out your Pokemon and they interact. If you say you had all 6 Pokemon, your team's loaded, you could throw them all out at once and see how they interact together. Some of them will actually try to fight each other and be like, I don't like this guy. I know one guy said, I heard like he had a Mr. Mime and Mr. Mime put on a show for the rest of the team. And they're like,
What?
the Pokemon are sitting there like clapping and stuff. But I've also ran into danger where I saw a Snorlax and I was like, no way I see a Snorlax this early. What? And I tried to go and he was turned around. He was, going like this. I was like, oh my God, Snorlax. So I ran up, he hops around and then his eyes are like flaming red.
Red.
And that means that you don't know what level this is, but you are about to get destroyed if you don't get out. So I threw my Pokemon at him to start a fight. And then it's like level 50. And I had a level 2 Cyndaquil. And then he literally just jumps up and body slams him. And then Cyndaquil faints, and it's like, do you want to continue to battle? I was like, no, get me out. And it's cool too because also in the battles you can run around, like you're not stationary. So the battles are only initiated whenever you throw out a Pokemon, and then it's a very seamless transition. You don't have like a the scene or anything. It's just it goes right into it. And then if your Pokemon faint and you decide to run, you're literally running out. But the difference is now is that the wild Pokemon can attack you personally, and then you have a certain amount of health. So your screen gets red, and then if you get too much damage, you faint, and then you end up back at base camp. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. The general consensus is it's kind of messy, but it's been like a lot of fun, and it's like a breath of fresh air for the Pokemon series, which is what we've all kind of wanted secretly, right? So I think I'm going to pick it up eventually. Yeah. I think the best part of this has been the memes and some of the Pokemon, and showing them like fighting like people, or like they just show up and they're like, this is what's going to happen, and then like it's just Pokemon fighting actual people. So I thought that was great. So
also I will say, don't go into this thinking it's going to look visually great. The visuals are bad, but it's a fresh Pokemon game. I highly recommend playing it handheld. I love playing on my TV. I played on my TV, it's all right, but that's when you really notice like, oh, this does not look good at all. And somebody's trying to call me on Discord, of course. And yeah, but it's all weird, and completing the Pokédex is going to be hard too, because like each Pokemon has a certain mission. So you open up the Pokédex, say it's like Bidoof, and it's like you got to capture 20. See Bidoof use quick attack 25 times. Like you're trying to like complete it all at once. So it's a definitely cool game. I'm about like 2 hours in it, and that's the opening. The opening is a little slow. All the training, the crafting, the tutorial, it's really slow. But whenever the world starts to open up, you get to go, and it's not full open world either. It's sections. You'll see the map. And I mean, running around anyway it's huge. The first section, I don't even think I've reached the other end because it's just too dangerous. So, which is kind of a nice feel that I'm not just running around going through here. I have to prepare myself to survive and go. Excuse me. So yeah.
Nice. I definitely plan on picking up. I know Yendi just said he plans on picking it up. So hopefully we both get it and we can talk more about it maybe sometime next week. So let's get into some housekeeping. On today's show, we are going to be talking about Sony buying Bungie, Rockstar finally announcing GTA6 officially, and Stadia being rebranded. And if we have some time, we might go into Call of Duty news. Let's do a little housekeeping. If you haven't already, check out Chris and I's video, LPF Debrief, where we're talking about episode 6 of Book of Boba, aka we're not going to spoil it, but it's actually the season. It's actually a season of something else, but it was amazing. So go check it out. We are 11 at the time of this, 11 subs away from 100. So if you guys haven't, tell a friend, do all that good stuff so we can get there and we can give away that SteelSeries Rival 3 wireless mouse, which will be great. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the sub button, do all that good stuff. If you want to be a guest on the show, you know how to reach us. Hit us up on this. We have Discord. We have all that good stuff.
Or Debrief too. If you want to be a guest on Debrief and sulk in our sorrows of our favorite characters not, doing things. But feel free.
You're sulking in his sorrows, not mine. So check those out, please, and then let's give away this mouse. Yendi, have you been playing anything, or you just been chilling, working?
Working on my fitness.
I think it's just been working, getting this release out still, dealing with PR stuff. But I think
Dying Light
did some Call of Duty. No, but I keep seeing more and more.
I downloaded it. I have it downloaded only because I had Steam money. I heard, this is one review I heard, and this scares me. Okay, it said it was going to be in my top 10 game of the year. Like it was already made it on somebody's list. And then they said, and then I reached the ending and it will not be on my game of the year. And I was like, and they explained how the story was great and somehow they got to the ending and it was really stupid. Like they don't know what happened. but they dropped the ball in the ending. And you guys listen to Kind of Funny, right? So
Yeah.
Janet Garcia, she's usually on. She's on MinMax also. She's part of the MinMax crew. So she said, you'll hear it on the newest episode of Kind of Funny too. That is probably the worst video game ending she's ever experienced.
Oh.
Damn, that's weird.
But
because,
she really wants people to play it though. She's like, everybody should play it. It's a great game. Story wise, the ending is not good. So
when I first heard her on Kind of Funny, actually like I connected with her because all her opinions were mine. Like she said exactly what I was thinking. So I guess, damn, that sucks. Like the worst video game ending.
I know,
That's
and
like-
there's some bad. Listen, I
harsh.
played some bad ones. Okay, so
Oh, man.
God
That's
of
a
War
good
3 is
question.
actually up
I
there.
was about
for
to
me.
ask you guys, like, what's the worst ending that you got to, and you're like, I literally spent 20 hours on this.
War 3.
What's that?
God of War 3.
God of War 3. What about you?
God
Yumi?
of
Can
War
you think of
3 was
anything?
probably the worst ending ever.
Is that the one with Zeus?
Yes, that's
the
the
end?
one where Kratos ends up being the god of hope, which makes zero sense in that game. After he just killed every single god and every single titan in Olympus, no
I think I
sense.
beat that game on the PS3.
Yes. It's that one, and then he takes the sword of Olympus and then stabs Zeus with it. It's
That was
one.
like years ago.
Yeah.
Before Battlefield 3 even came out.
And then he gets
Damn.
stabbed, and then he ends up like he's like, I'm gonna get like everyone just dies, and like all of Olympus just falls,
God
and
of
like
Hope.
he just and he just becomes the god of hope. So thankfully, we got God of War for PlayStation 4 because that always had left a sour taste in my mouth. That ending.
I
of
don't
God
know
of
if
War
I
3.
have an ending that I was like, what the fuck?
Like you weren't super disappointed in an ending. Never.
I would have to get back to you on that because I can't think of one right now.
All right. Well, you got some time.
Yeah.
Think about it. Let it marinate. Chris, you got one?
I don't think I do either.
Lord. You posed the question.
I know. I mean, I wanted to ask you guys because
Mhm.
I mean, I
you
played
got
more
one?
mainstream stuff, so I didn't know if there's something out there.
Yeah, God of War for sure. For me, I can't
No.
think of any other game that I just was really disappointed because normally in a game that I'm disappointed in, I don't make it to the ending. Like I just stop
Yeah.
midway and I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna like this.
Oh, I guess
So-
Deadpool,
The
the
game.
game. Yes. Played through that, and the last clip, spoiler alert for Deadpool. I don't think anybody's gonna play it right now. You don't fight the final boss. It's kind of it's a gimmick. Like I was just like, oh, okay, but he gets to the final boss. Like you're ramping up. The game gets hard. You get all the way to this, and then he grabs the camera and he says, "I got this one," and he kicks him in the nuts.
That's a great ending.
My God.
That sounds like
I don't know.
I
I'm
know
gonna be pissed
it's
or,
funny.
like-
It's funny now, but like whenever, like picture like you're ramping up. You're you're getting the skill tree up. You're like, all right, I'm ready, and you go in. And he's like, nah, I got this. And it's just like, wait, what?
That's
So
hilarious.
yeah,
Wow.
Well, if you guys do come up with one, just let me know as we get through this. So, our first story of the day, we are going to be talking about Sony buying Bungie. And this article, once I pull it up, is from The Verge. It's by Jay Peters. With Sony purchasing Bungie for $3.6 billion. This says the developer of Destiny and the original creator of Halo. Sony is buying Bungie, the developer of Destiny and the original creators of Halo, for $3.6 billion. The acquisition arrives shortly after Microsoft announced its intends to acquire Activision Blizzard in a deal worth $68.7 billion. Bungie will continue to independently publish and creatively develop our games. Bungie CEO Pete Parsons writes in a blog post. It says, Bungie then tweeted out, Bungie has a limitless potential to unite friends around the world. We have found a partner in PlayStation that shares our dreams and is committed to accelerating our creative visions of building generations spanning entertainment. It also says, this article goes on to read, saying Bungie will continue to be a multi-platform and independent studio publisher, and it will sit alongside the company's PlayStation Studios developers, Jim Ryan, the president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Bungie's world-class expertise in multi-platform development and live game services will help us deliver on our visions for expanding PlayStation to hundreds of millions of gamers. So, guys, what do you guys think of Sony purchasing? What are your thoughts on Sony purchasing Bungie?
I'll let you go first, Andy.
Oh, I mean, it kind of feels natural with them having exclusivity deals with them in the past with the original Destiny. I don't see this being anything crazy. It sounds, I think they said that they were in talks about 5 to 6 months before the Xbox announcement. Um, I mean, it's weird because Bungie went from being independent to being owned by Microsoft to wanting to go independent to being owned by Activision to wanting to go independent, and now they're all back to being owned by somebody. It's like I see a pattern here, and I don't know. I feel like every time they've been with somebody, they've made better content. Even though Activision is a crappy company and all that stuff, blah blah blah, because of the extra studios that they had helping them make content, the Forsaken DLC was really good, and it just freed up the main devs to work on the bigger story elements and left I forgot the name of the studios, something Moon Studios or something like that, to work on just extra stuff that was great. It helped keep that content drought away, and I think it helped everybody in the long run. This I think it's a good fit because, like I said, their past partnerships, and I just see this continuing on from where they left off with Destiny 1 with having exclusives for the PlayStation. So yeah, just general overall thoughts. I not surprised. So yeah.
Here's what you think about this purchase.
I know in the space right now, a lot of people have been saying like, "Oh, it's a panic buy," and like Andy said, reading more into it, they were in talks of it beforehand, and just so happens to be now they're announcing it now after the big announcement. But I don't know how to feel about it because I play Destiny. It seems like Destiny's gonna stay the same. The pattern I feel like is just like they're running. They just want more. They need a little bit more support to get things out faster. Maybe like to get a little bit of money and everything like that to get their projects out a little bit quicker. And I think the trade off is going to be PlayStation finding out how Bungie makes things work. How they've had how long has Destiny 2 been out?
2018.
So they have they're doing a pretty good job after the failure of 1. They're doing a better job of having a live service game, and I feel like they're just trying to look at getting more of that kind of thing into their wheelhouse. I don't think Bungie will create a new thing for Sony. As always, I think maybe PlayStation will get something first, but we'll see because so far it looks like Bungie's like we're not changing anything. This is just to help us out. And we're gonna keep going because as we see, Bungie's not afraid to be like, no, we're not doing it that way, and they're like, no, you will, and it's like, okay, we're out. so
Destiny
we'll see what happens.
Came out 2017, September 6th. And adding on to what you were saying about them not changing anything, I think it has been confirmed that they are working on something else, but it hasn't been announced what exactly. I think that something else will now become exclusive to Sony PlayStation, like full exclusive, not like timed like they used to do with the DLC. So I think that's for sure gonna happen. I don't think they've made any deals with anybody else since they were independent at that time.
Yeah,
but I see it changing. So
all right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely, like what Yendi was saying. I think Destiny 2 will stay because I feel like they don't want to make all of those especially because they work so hard to make sure that they got it on PC and to make sure that it would be able to become cross-platform and all that stuff. They put too much work into Destiny 2, in my opinion, to now go like, we're scrapping that and then we're going to just make it for PlayStation. So I feel like they're kind of obligated to keep Destiny 2 the way that it is. But I agree with Yendi in the sense that anything that comes out afterwards, Sony's going to make exclusive because, again, you make these purchases, you don't spend these kind of monies to not be the exclusive place where your game can be played. I just don't see that happening. I feel like they'll drop some other games that'll be multi-platform if anything is contracted or anything like that. But if Bungie's working on a new game, which I've also heard, and it's supposed to be like a new FPS or something like that, I feel like Sony's going to want people to buy their console in order to play it on their console because it just makes sense to buy a company and be the only place that company can be played That way, people purchase your systems, your controllers, all your good stuff, even if it means that you would potentially make more money releasing it on PlayStation. I mean, releasing it on Xbox or PC. I just feel like you don't spend that money and then be like, oh, here you go, because this was the same talks we heard when Microsoft bought ZeniMax, right? We heard that, oh, if things are like, they have contract, like, no. And then Microsoft was just like, they kind of talked around it, and then they were just like, no, pretty much everything's coming out on Xbox. So I think we'll get the same kind of deal going into the future with Bungie and Sony. I feel like at some point they're going to be like, all right, guys, this is exclusive to Sony. Like, sorry, they are our parent company at the moment, so we have to make this until whatever contract is done or how long until they want to separate. But until then, I mean, we'll continue to get Destiny. We'll continue to get DLC that drops on multi-platform, and then, like Yendi said, I also agree. Sony will obviously get some of their content first. They'll get some exclusive that you can't get on your, Xbox and PC, and I feel like that's the route we're going to go in. So,
do you think it's going to be Sony's version of Halo?
I don't know.
The new game?
Not the new game. It'll be like I feel like whatever project they're working on. Because whenever the first initial thought when I played Destiny in the alpha, the first Destiny was like, oh yeah, this feels like a Halo game, like the gunplay, everything.
Really,
So,
you thought that?
Yeah, it didn't feel like that to you.
I would feel the same. It felt completely new to me, and I was expecting for it to feel like Halo being from Bungie.
No, I just saw different weird guns and stuff,
new.
and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And
I think the early builds definitely did feel like Halo to me, and then I do agree. Once it came out, the game felt completely different, in my opinion. Like, it felt like a completely different game with the classes and all that stuff. But you could see some of the ideas in the early builds from Reach, because some of the movement in Halo Reach reminds me of what Destiny later on became. Like some of the stuff, like with the jetpacks, and I know, but Destiny doesn't have jetpacks and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, general movements in Destiny and Reach, and especially Destiny's early builds, it does feel like Reach a little bit to me. But
they were probably using the same engine.
Yeah, but afterwards, it felt like, well, especially once Forsaken came out, Forsaken King came out. That's when I think Destiny really took off, and like it was was it Taken King? I'm sorry, not Forsaken.
Taken King or Forsaken,
yeah, Taken King. Once that came out, it felt like that's when I felt like Destiny was like where it should have been, and then they were like, "We're gonna release Destiny 2," and I was like, "Okay, well, bye."
Yep, should have just continued it from there.
Yeah, but yeah. So my next question for you guys is: do you guys feel like this? Well, you guys kind of answered that question, but do you think in the long term that this purchase for Sony will be worth it?
Yeah, for sure. Because Bungie's a big developer, well known. We know they can make good games, and I expect their next game to be a hit. They got 900 employees, a lot of seasoned veterans who've been around for a long time, new people with fresh ideas. You see what they can do with the DLC with Destiny. They keep the game going. It's been alive for what 8, 9, 20, what, over 5 years now, still going. For sure. It was only what 3.7 billion. Yeah, 3.6 billion. I mean, I think they'll make that up. They'll make that up in just microtransactions alone when it comes to Destiny, and I think that is something we're going to be seeing a lot more of, because Sony's going to throw money their way to build new stuff, better stuff, cool looking stuff that would get me to buy stuff. And I love the design of Destiny. Anything, the UI, the armor, the weapons, the sounds, everything is like, it's right up my alley. So it's very easy for them to sell me something, because everything looks cool to me, sounds cool, feels great, And I think having the deep pockets of Sony there to give them a little extra incentive to keep going and make new stuff, I think it's definitely going to pay off in the long run. Probably within the next 3 years, they'll make that back. For sure. Depending if they release that game exclusively and it's good, assuming it's good, of course. But I mean, PlayStation's track record with exclusives, man. I mean, you can't. I think they've only had 1 or 2 duds in the past few years with Days Gone. Even though some consider that a good game, but I guess sales figures wise is not really that great, but
Yeah.
yeah, good fit. I think it'll work out for Sony, and it'll definitely work out for Bungie, who I think really needed this, and hopefully Sony also gives them other studio support, just like they had with Activision, because then we'll see some really cool badass stuff, and I can't wait to see what they did with the Witch Queen in this month.
Yeah,
Oh shit, this month.
because February is the crazy month. That's why. Yep.
Shit.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be jumping in to see what it's like
Yep.
for sure.
I will
And
too.
Chris, what about you? What do you think?
Unfortunately. Well, no, fortunately. Although I've been hearing that the Crucible has been littered with hackers and stuff still, so
I don't play Crucible
I
anymore.
know, but whenever we do play Crucible is a fun portion of that game. Like it's a nice,
It is.
yeah. But sorry, Alan, say your question again.
Do you think the purchase is worth it for Sony and Bungie?
I do think it's worth it. I think it's gonna be. I think those two together can make something big, and I mean, since you guys said there's a rumor of them making a game, with and we see with Sony's exclusives, especially right now with like Horizon and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really count Days Gone. Okay, sure, that's a flop, but I feel like those two together, can make something very crazy that a lot of people are gonna want, and if it does happen, then that's when they're gonna start promoting the PS5 Pro and all that stuff. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens. I like I said, I think it's a great purchase for Sony, as long as they don't put too many hands in the pot. So, and that's what I like about Bungie. Bungie is not is not a business pleasing company. They just want to make games, and as soon as you start taking that away from them, they're gonna look for their way out. So, and I respect that a lot from them.
Yeah,
I do fully expect to see not this year, probably actually
It's early.
maybe this year.
I think well, not E3, whatever. No, E3 is happening, but all this stuff this year, I think like last year, the past 2 years, I mean, obviously with the pandemic and everything like that, last year was a little bit of announcements of like, oh my god, this is coming out, this is happening. I think this year is gonna be nuts.
It should be. I mean, it would be year 2. I mean, most of this stuff would be like we would be in 2 full years by the time most of the games that they show at this E3 would be coming out. So I think it will be a lit year, especially because, I mean, if you think about some of the front running games that are going to be out, I mean, you're going to be showing, I mean, Sony won't be at E3, but they'll be showing God of War whenever they decide to start showing that. They'll be showing a bunch like Gran Turismo. There'll be a bunch of games that are going to be coming out that are going to be shown this year that I think will get people excited. I just think they need to fix the whole purchasing stuff, like people being able to find the console and actually buy it.
Where I was going with that is that I think we'll see Sony or PlayStation exclusive content for Destiny this year, just like they did with the original Destiny. So, like if you didn't play the original Destiny, if you play on PlayStation, you got to use the Hawkmoon hand cannon for an entire year, and actually most exotic weapons they had an exclusive for a year. So by the time they finally got to Xbox, it was nerfed and nobody wanted to use it.
Nobody wanted to use it.
And I foresee that happening here with, if it doesn't happen with DLCs, I expect it to happen with little stuff like weapons and skins that people on Xbox won't be able to get. Xbox Steam now, actually, as well. I keep forgetting. Mm-hmm. It's on PC. Right. PlayStation's gonna have that timed exclusive, and it's gonna piss people off. But I could also see it slipping into next year, and Sony's like, "Hey, PlayStation owners, you get 4 exclusive weapons or
cosmetics or
packs or something that nobody else will get," and then they'll keep the story stuff, for everybody as well. But
damn it, man! I'm probably playing Destiny this weekend. God dang it!
Is it this weekend? I thought it was the 20th.
No, I'm just saying, like, just to jump in and.
Oh yeah, got a lot of updates.
Yeah, it will be some. What? No, yeah, I'm not playing that this weekend. I'm not jumping in when you guys jump in.
the
Did
only
you
reason
guys
I'm
enjoy
still
that?
even following Destiny is for the lore. I want to see what happens with the story. I'd be happy with just watching somebody do the raid and watching the encounters instead of doing it
The
myself. I
raids are
love doing
not
the
fun
raids, but
in my opinion. Like I'm not. I just suck at that part. Like
man, the raids are so good if you have a good team. It just feels so good when you finally
It's
accomplish
very
and
satisfying.
beat that. Oh my god.
yeah.
Very
But
satisfying
it
when you
can be
accomplish.
very complicated, and if you have some idiot who's just like fucking around and not doing his part, everybody has to do their part. If not, you're not gonna succeed.
Those are the
But
best things about raids
yeah, yeah,
in any game you play. But
I love it.
it
But
is.
I'll probably be watching a lot of it. I usually I go straight for the spoilers. I think I read already what the story is gonna be for like from now till next year for the next few releases. But they are leaks, they're rumors, but they all sound like really credible. Like I could see this happening in the story, and it sounds badass. I'll say that. So if I don't play the game, it's fine. I'll just be watching streamers play it and just spoil it for myself and save
Yep,
myself time and money.
I hear that. All right, going into our next story, GTA 6 has finally been confirmed by Rockstar. We can all praise, we can all be happy. We also got, with this news, we also got the release of when GTA 5 is going to be coming out on next gen.
Again,
So, so there's that.
re-released.
Or the current patch is going to happen on March 15th for GTA 5. So, anyway, let's get to the important news. Finally, Rockstar finally confirms it's working on the new GTA. It came out on a tweet. It came out earlier today, actually. I don't remember what the time.
Yeah,
Oh, in the morning.
I woke up to it this
Yeah,
morning. I woke up and that was the
and
first thing I saw when I opened up my phone.
it was in the morning at 10:12. I'll read out the tweet before I get into the article. It says, Rockstar said, many of you have been asking about a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. With every new project, our goal is always to significantly move beyond that we've previously delivered. We're pleased to confirm that the active development for the next entry in the series is underway. We look forward to sharing more as soon as we are ready. So please stay tuned for a Rockstar Newswire for official details. On behalf of our entire team, we thank you all for your support and cannot wait to step into the future with you. So, this article is also by The Verge by John Porter. He then goes on to say Rockstar doesn't explicitly call the new entry in the GTA series GTA 6, but this would follow the naming scheme and the company has used since 2008 with GTA 4. There are also no official details about when and where the new game might be set. So, given that said, I know we did a couple of theories and stuff like that on where we would want and stuff like that, but with this official official news, I put on the notes like it's about damn time. Like I feel like we've been hiding this. I don't know why like because me personally, I'll like start this off, but I personally obviously think this game has been worked on, and I feel like we if they really wanted to, they could have dropped this game within the next 2 years. That's just how much work I think has been worked on to this game. Knowing a company like Rockstar and knowing that they do take a lot like longer time to build their games and stuff like that, I'd be hard pressed to believe that they couldn't drop like an alpha for us or like a beta like tomorrow. Like you know what I mean? Just of maybe like the first half of the game at least. Just knowing how they operate normally, I feel like they could. But respectably, I love that they take their time. I understand everyone wants the new game and you want the new area, but anytime GTA comes out, we all sing its praise. We're all playing it for countless amount of hours. So let Rockstar do their thing. I'm happy they finally came out officially and said it, but I felt like they should have done that earlier. Like, just let us know that you're working on the game so people don't panic and be like, when's the next game? When's the next game? Because now they're still going to ask for it. But now you already got it out the bag, and at least we know that it's being developed. So, my question to you guys is what I just answered. Do you guys think that GTA 6 was being worked on? And if so, how long do you think they've been working on it?
For sure, for sure. It's been. They even said in the tweet it's well under development. You
Yeah.
know, so that probably, I say, as soon as GTA 5 was released, maybe a few months after, they were already working on it. They were probably like early production, you know, storyboarding, stuff like that, ready to go. And if that's the case, I mean, it's been 9 years. It'll be 9 years this September, which is crazy to think about.
9 years
And
and
usually,
four
like,
console generations later.
yeah, usually a big game of that size. I think I want to say GTA 5 took 5 or 6 years to develop,
Yeah,
right?
from GTA 4, right?
So, yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about right. And
That
if
does.
they're saying how they want to, when they release a new game, they want it to be, you know, a substantial update. They want it to be something different, something that hasn't been done before. This gives them few extra years. Say if they did take 2 years off after GTA 5, that still gives them, 13, about 5 years, 5 6 years to do this game. So I would not be surprised if it's like 90% done, and they release it next fall.
Yeah.
I would go on a limb and say that they will announce something this year, this fall, this winter, maybe, about it coming out 2023 fall, 2023 holiday. Because I really do think this thing's been done for sure. It's been done for a while, probably. I don't see it going much longer, but I don't know. I don't think they want to let go of this golden goose they got with GTA Online, which that's something that I've been wondering, like, how are they gonna do that? How are they gonna drop that golden goose and have everybody go to the new GTA? But I'm sure that's something you were gonna ask, so I'll let
Yeah.
Chris say his piece.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. What do you
I think the same thing. I think it's been in development for a while. I think we get a teaser around E3 or maybe in the summer. I think we do get a teaser for it, and I think it's way more far along than we think. I'm excited for the game. I'm wondering how they're going to cater to the what are they called, man? The role playing servers, that community.
RP?
That's the ones those that have been built. I hope that they are looking in the. I'm just hoping that they've been looking at those streamers, the people that have been streaming it to this day, still, that just get on every day and go into that world, and that they're able to, and that they're.
No, just read it. Just read it.
It's not there yet. It's just a wave letting me know the presence is here.
just read it.
But yeah, it's. I lost my train of thought. It's gonna be. I hope they change enough to help that community out, because it's fun to watch. Like I wouldn't want to be a part of it, but it's definitely so much content in that game, and I hope they cater to the content creators. And I hopefully that we get it soon. I would love a teaser this summer.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree. Like I said, I feel like they've been working on it for a while. It's been a pretty good time. So yeah, going into the GTA Online, my personal opinion, I'm also very interested to see how they work that out. Go ahead and just read it.
Her birthday is actually coming up. It says, I don't know if Yendi has mentioned that my birthday is coming up soon. I have not. Why?
So we gotta get her an LPF gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in April. In April.
You better be right, Yendi.
It is.
April what?
You sound scared.
April 10th.
Okay.
You sound scared over there, Yendi.
It's a big milestone birthday for her. You guys want to take a guess how old?
Hell no.
She's gonna love this. 21.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. We were going to plan a vacation to celebrate. Our luggage practically dusted themselves off and packed themselves. Okay. Is there more to that?
Wait, we were going to plan a vacation to celebrate. Our luggage practically dusted themselves off and packed themselves.
What?
Are we all done?
No, I don't think we're done. I don't think this is the punchline.
Okay.
She's not very technically
tech savvy.
How do I do the backspace?
She does not sound like that, guys. Just so you guys know.
25. Yes, she will be 25. Mm-hmm.
See? Told you. I was close. 4 years old.
She's probably fumbling with the keyboard right now.
She's probably laughing is what she's doing.
We need but when the current situation with Rocco happened, we had to pack them and postpone our vacation. This is not a joke. This is real life.
I know.
What are you getting
We're
at?
getting real for.
What are you getting at?
I'm scared. Now I'm scared.
Are we
What's
asking
going
for
on?
help for Rocco? Is that what we doing?
I'm scared.
Our luggage was seemingly upset. Why?
Why? I feel like she's laughing at the keyboard right now.
And for our YouTube and audio viewers, we do have a live.
Yeah.
You know, our show is live, so we do have a chat going on. We were.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
I think Yendi read the punchline.
Now we are left with emotional baggage.
Get out of my house!
Emotional
Ding dong. Okay, that was really well thought out.
She threw us into a dark space and pulled us right out.
Field. Yeah, we were just like all of us. Were
it was just like,
What?
We were like,
Okay,
where are
get
we
out.
going?
Get out of the chat. Ban her. Can you time her out?
Oh gosh, but yeah. So, thank you.
Yes, thanks. I'll see you in a second.
But yeah, I am interested, like we said, going into talking about GTA Online. How are they going to cater for essentially 8 years of content, right? Like that is a lot of time, and I'm very interested to see. Are we going to integrate GTA 6 by? I know we talked on previous shows about like how we were going to make it happen. Like, were they going to just integrate it and add new things, or what the case was going to be? So, what's the phase for?
And my birthday is not April 10th.
Yes, it is.
Rest in peace, Yendi.
It is. Don't lie. Anyways, GTA.
Yeah.
GTA Online.
Yendi's in trouble. Might be Yendi's.
Think.
So go ahead, Yendi. What do you think they're gonna do with GTA Online?
I mean, I think the simple thing would be to take everybody's data and put it onto the new online, the map and everything. Just bring over the money, bring over the businesses that you had, your cars, everything. Just transfer it all over, and or maybe they'll do a slow transfer. They'll give people a certain amount of time. They'd be like, hey, if you want your stuff in GTA 6 online, these are the steps you have to follow if you want to keep everything you've accomplished and made up until this point. Otherwise, you're gonna start fresh, which will be a good thing for Rockstar because that's less server space they're gonna have to deal with. And I hope to God, man, that they really work on those loading times, because I think that was the only thing that I hated about GTA Online. It's just
they got a little bit better.
It killed so many moments.
As the time got along, it got a little bit better. But I do like the idea of. I think they should just keep the ground base of what GTA Online is, and then just have us travel to whatever the new area is going to be, and then you get to have. Like, I do think the players who have X amount of money and property and stuff like that, I think you should be able to keep it. And I also think you should be rewarded by the time you get on. But once you get to the next space, I think everything should be wiped out. Just because, like, it is a new game, you're undertaking a new, thing, and you want everyone to start at the same thing. But I do feel like you do deserve, if you're at a certain level, you do deserve a certain kind of rewards and things like that. So I think they can keep the groundwork because they've worked so long to make that whole system work. And if you remember when GTA Online first initially launched and everyone was stuck at that loading screen of the car, and we went a long way from that to where we are now. So I think you don't want to throw all of that away, and I think you just want to find a way to transfer it. So I think that's what they should do. Chris, what do you think they should do? And then, with that being said, let us know where you would like the next GTA 6 to be, and where do you think it might end.
I think like you said, we said it last show. I would like to see like maybe switch between the maps. Like, hey, you're able to go here and pull your stuff over here. Like, kind of integrate both the maps and see how that works out. But it's tough to say. I don't think people are going to want to restart all the way over. So I feel like they're going to have something where you can bring a lot of your stuff along. But we'll see. And also where I want it to be, I want like a Tokyo kind of GTA. I would love that.
Yakuza?
Yeah.
I mean, they were in GTA 3s. The Yakuza was in GTA 3, if you guys remember.
So
They were one of the gangs in GTA 3.
I think it'd be dope. I just don't know because GTA 5, like the bank robbing story was so good, and in planning bank robberies and doing
Those
all that.
missions were fantastic.
I just don't know what they're gonna do to like go because you can't just continue. I mean, you could continue on with bank robberies, but like at the same time, it's happening.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, keep going.
Okay.
It's
All right.
the mug that my sister got me.
Uh-oh. But what happened?
My new favorite mug.
Oh boy. Well,
Yeah.
that's a little insider for all four of us.
Yeah,
But,
for our audio listeners,
Yeah.
go to YouTube and make sure to
make sure you subscribe after you see that video. Yeah. We're gonna need it.
But yeah, Tokyo would be dope. I mean, I would like to still plan something. You know what I mean? I like that planning process and getting ready for a job. So I feel like with Tokyo and everything like that, with the Yakuza, I feel like you could do that with them. Unless we start going into like Fast and Furious and we're trying to take over the FBI and all this other stuff. So
we don't need any fast relations. Okay, we don't need that. But go ahead.
Oh man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
Okay, yeah. That is my thoughts. That's
okay.
it right there. And I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab something.
Okay,
All right.
hear me out. GTA 6 is going to be set in the 80s in Vice City.
No.
And you're going to be able to travel to Central America, and the game is going to deal with the cartel. So you're going to be able to go from Vice City, fleshed out in the 80s, maybe even 90s. It could just be Miami. But because this game is supposed to be more ambitious than the previous one, then the map is going to be massive, which means it's going to include all of Vice City and probably another large map that you can fly to at a whim or teleport to somehow in Mexico, in Nicaragua, in any Central American country. And I think that's what it's going to be. I did hear about the cartel rumor, and I think that is, the best bet for where this is going next. And I also, it's just speculation, people saying this. It's just, they're saying that they're going to get away from the 3-character story and just do one person, which I'm okay with. I like the 3-character story. It was cool. I didn't care for Trevor. He made me feel uncomfortable, which I guess is good because, they made me feel something. But every time I had to play him, I just felt like, oh, fuck,
I
this
got
guy
it
again. Like, shit.
I got
Shit. Got your
GTA.
Oh.
World War II. Okay, we go all the way back.
All
We
right.
get the M1 Grand, right, as your main
All right,
weapon.
Activision, Call of Duty. All right, let's calm that
No,
down.
I don't know if you heard. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, yeah, I did, and I like that idea. So
think
you would
that's
want
what
it
it's
to go
gonna
back
be.
in time, like retro.
I would love it. Retro 80s. I love anything 80s. The music would be
Oh, fire!
Right there,
I mean,
man,
the music in Vice City was fire.
almost like a reboot, but new characters, new story, huge map, detailed.
There'd be a
map.
lot of they could do a lot of Easter eggs too.
I think this next map that they're gonna have is gonna be the biggest map we've ever seen, aside from Minecraft, which I don't consider it being an open world map. That's just procedural generation, so I don't count that. But like San Andreas, Los Santos, 4 times as big.
Oh,
If they're saying that they want to go above and beyond and do something better than the previous games, I think they're gonna really put a lot of muscle behind this. They made a shitload of money. They can afford to put all this tech behind
they
it.
can get ambitious for sure.
And now these new consoles are super powerful with what they can do. I think they can handle something like that. If not, then maybe it'll be limited to the consoles on the consoles, and the PC will be just fucking kind of like Battlefield on PC can support or used to support 64 players, and consoles only 32. I think it'll be something like that. So they'll probably lower the player count, but the story mode, I see that map being ginormous and maybe a mixture of San Andreas with like the RPG elements. But I don't know, man. For some reason, Cartel sounds like a good story.
Do we see?
Sounds like
good
a
way
good
to
fit.
go.
Do we
It's also
see?
something we've seen in previous GTA's as far as like them being a gang, so it would have
Yeah.
that kind of correlation and like connectivity. So I could see that too.
Yeah.
That's why I
I
also
can see you
like
being a
this
rum
design.
runner
Mm-hmm.
for sure for one of these cartels, just flying a plane from Miami to like Mexico. That'd be cool, and I would love that. But aside from that, man, I don't know like what other country. Maybe Brazil, but that'd be that'd be. I don't know if that would like alienate a few people. Like people wouldn't know where Brazil. A lot of people don't know
Would
where
we
the hell
want
Brazil is.
like a peaky blinder kind of?
See, that's where I'm going.
What is that like London era? Like
Yeah,
London?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
I can
thinking
never take those seriously.
bro.
Well,
They
I can't.
those.
Yeah, I know, but I can't. It's weird. I can't like. I'll never be intimidated by people.
Did you watch
by
Peaky
that?
Blinders?
I'd be more intimidated by somebody from like the U.S. or Mexico or like these crazy countries where the crime is like nuts. But when I think UK, like I mean, I just, intimidation is the last thing I think, but that's just me though. And I know that Rockstar is London based. I think actually
Mhm.
they are, which
And
is
if
something I
I'm
forget
not
all the time.
if I'm not mistaken, GTA 1 or 2 was in London when they had the top view, bird's eye
Yeah,
view.
the first one I think it was.
The
Yeah.
first one was in London, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
Which is where I'm
Maybe.
going with it. I'm thinking something like I think we do get like I think we do get a back, like we go back to another place in the future, and I think Vice City is where we're going to end up, because if you think about it, and we go into what the direction is, GTA 3, right? We had GTA 3 there in Liberty City. We went back to GTA. We went back in GTA 4. San Andreas, we just did Los Santos, GTA 5. We skipped over Vice City, and I feel like Vice City, GTA 6. So I think this will end those trios of that past gen stuff, like that older gen stuff, and then we'll get the trio again. So then the next three games would have been Liberty City, San Andreas, Vice City. So I think we'll get a futuristic Miami, which I think will work well. I think you can still do the cartel stuff like Gendy was talking about, and then you could still definitely do the travel between wherever you want to do it from. You could do the Caribbean islands. You can do, like Central America. I think Miami's a perfect hub for it to be close enough. If they do want to get ambitious and go somewhere we haven't been, then I think you do go maybe GTA 1 and then you go back to London. I know a lot of the references would be lost there, so I don't know how much they plan on connecting those dots. You know what I mean? So if you do go to London, so I do feel like that might be a little bit ambitious, but being over there in Europe, you do have the proximity of all the other countries, right? Because unlike the States where we're just like closer to, obviously, like you have the Latin American countries, the Caribbean and stuff like that. If you did do it in England, you have all of the other countries. You have close to Russia. You're closer to like all the Eastern European places. So places like that. So you could still have a melting pot of people who are trying to take over London and have a bunch of like different representing things in London. So I personally think we would end up in Miami because I think they do want to complete that trio of having a retreat, like essentially a retrio, right? And then having all three of those where everyone can connect to all three of those games like we have, because we connected to all of those. And now Vice City is that last one. And Vice City is still good enough to where you can do a lot of Easter eggs on Tommy Vassetti and Lance, and you could still have some of that Scarface kind of stuff, which goes right into what Yendi's talking about, where the cartel probably trying to retake over Miami, or have already taken over Miami, and you're starting to do like some runs for these big companies or the people or that Tommy ended up setting up, and then you'll see some famous faces again, just like we did in GTA 5, where we saw a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but we had a lot of references like Grove Street, all that stuff. I think we'll get something similar like that for 6. So I think we'll end up in Vice City. I would like to see.
All right.
So,
Black Magic also put they could do multiple destinations, GTA worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mr. Worldwide, yeah. So do it in Miami.
The only issue I see with that is the story being spread out too thin
yeah.
Too thin.
and having to remember too many things at once.
I agree with that.
Do you think we go back to 3, like the rotating characters?
No, Yandy said that the rumor is that they go back.
Speculation.
Speculation.
People are
okay.
saying that's I would be okay with that because I like the 3 character thing. It gave me a different perspective every time. But I hated when it switched me to a different character because I grew attached to
Frank.
Frank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Franklin was fun.
His was probably the most interesting story. Trevor was just too out there, and
Yep.
I forgot what the other guy's name was.
Michael
Michael.
annoyed me. His family annoyed me.
Yeah.
I
But
couldn't
they were
stand
really
it.
funny, though.
But
So
Franklin
funny.
was down to earth. I loved where he was and his story, you know.
Lamar.
But yeah, oh my God, Lamar.
Lamar
so
just being
funny.
hilarious.
The fact that
funny.
that scene of him, like
Mhm.
them recreating it when they recreated it and did a live version of it, and it was probably like 3-4 months ago. It's still fresh. Was the best thing. I was so happy that TikTok made it viral again,
Yeah,
and then they're
so
like, "Oh,
good.
let's do it." I was like, this is so
It's so good, so good. But yeah, GTA 5 definitely gave us a lot of memories. I mean, 9-10 years of memories. So it's good to see that they're finally moving on from there. I think, now that once GTA 5 finally like settles off and actually is gone, we can really relive that like appreciation for the time that a lot of us spent on it. Because I know I've spent at least 100 hours on 3 different consoles. So, I mean, but I think once it settles, we'll finally be able to really fully appreciate what GTA 5 was for. And I'm excited they finally announced GTA 6.
Yeah, another question for you guys: does LPF finally get on to GTA 5 before 6, or do you think we're just all gonna meet up on GTA 6?
No, y'all don't want to play GTA 5.
What will we do though?
There's plenty to do in GTA 5.
Do you know how much of a clusterfuck GTA Online is?
So still be funny to explore.
do
We
missions.
do a week.
You can still do things.
We do a week or two,
We
and
can
then it
still
dies down, and
we
we're like,
just
"Oh,
need
delete
one more person, and we can do our own heist. We can make some money. Okay, we can play in the casino. We can do
heist?
plenty of things.
it." Actually, I did
Yeah.
last time. Whenever they gave the free account and everything, I did go and I spent at least 2.5 hours in Discord with friends. Just talking at the casino. We were playing blackjack.
Last time I
We were
played
just
GTA
doing
5,
stupid
I
stuff.
was literally just at the casino.
We
with a
just
friend
stayed at the casino
where we
just
were
talking.
just talking about money, like and
Ugh.
out trying to make money. So
Like
there's
we'd sit
plenty
there.
to
It
do
was
in
so funny
GTA.
because like a guy like you lost all sense. Like you really felt like you're playing blackjack, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet
Yeah.
this much, and then my buddies would be like, man, that's rough. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Like losing money and all this other stuff. It was just so weird. Because next thing you knew, I was like, oh my god, it's been 2 hours. We've just been I've literally just been sitting in a video game seat to play cards, and that's it. And I'm just talking with friends.
Is GTA Online crossplay?
Yeah,
No,
I thought it was.
I don't think, I don't think your things carry. Nothing carries over. I don't think it's
I mean, can you play with cross-platform?
I don't know if it's car platform. I don't think it
Cross-play,
is.
cross-platform, same thing.
I don't
Dang,
believe it
'cause
is, but we can check.
That might be the reason why I stopped playing.
Yeah,
'cause I should
that
just
was
play
one
with
of my biggest.
My console
We start
friends.
fresh. I got banned, so I got to start fresh anyway.
Oh no, I still got my stuff.
Well, I'm down to download and try it again if we can actually commit to do it. We need to write down what we're gonna do so we know we go into it. Be like, okay, this is the plan. We need a
Yeah.
plan.
Well,
This
the
is
first day
I
is just
agree.
exploring, running around, doing stupid stuff. So
Getting killed by motorcycle.
if
rockets.
I do have my account, which I'm gonna log into Epic, if
Mhm.
I do still have the account, then I have the Batmobile, and that'd be dope. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
let's play in a day. We'll try to get into it. All right, let's get into our last story of the day. It's a pretty short one, but it's a good one because we usually talk about these kind of things. Google Stadia is being rebranded, and this is a story from Taylor Lies over at Google Stadia reportedly rebranded as a tech giant moves to a fresh strategy. Google Stream will focus on selling its tech to other companies. What was that? The article goes on to say Google is planning to repurpose its Stadia technology by partnering with companies to white label the tech that powered the tech giant streaming service, Business Insider's reports. According to the outlet, new partnership will be rebranded from Stadia to Google Stream. Several companies, including Capcom and Bungie, which is set to be acquired by PlayStation, is exploring its own streaming platform. Google is also broadening its horizons, apparently talked to other companies such as exercise equipment company Peloton. But Business Insiders report that the conversations between the two companies include whether Peloton can be a back-end provider for games running on its line of fitness bikes. Last June, Peloton announced its intention to launch an in-app fitness game. This article then goes on to say this would not be the first time Google has pivoted to licensing out its tech to other companies. Last October, AT&T was offering customers a chance to stream Batman Arkham Knight free of charge on Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome desktop browsers. IGN received confirmation from both AT&T and Google that the game was being powered by the technology that Stadia uses. So, what's so funny, Andy?
Sorry, I heard you say Batman.
You said Batman?
And I just got this visual in my head, like, what would Batman look like? Anyways,
he's just gonna have like a bat. What is his symbol gonna be? It's just
I don't know. Batman.
Like, with an X-ray of like a perfectly aligned back, because he would have to have a perfectly aligned back. So, anyway, as we've talked about Stadia before, is this rebrand a little too late? Is it a little too late for Stadia?
No, because I don't think it's gaming related. I think they're now licensing out the technology behind it, like they said,
trying to pawn it off.
Something. I mean, essentially, they're trying to make some money back from their investment in it. So like they said, they're licensing out the tech to companies who could take advantage of something like this, like Bungie. Like I said, Destiny is, I think, still active on Stadia, I believe, for those who have it. But I guess the tech that they use is different from other cloud gaming. There must be something about it that xCloud doesn't have or doesn't know about yet, or maybe there's something that's patented that only Google has. And I think that's how they're going to make money and keep this relevant. Obviously, it's not Stadia anymore, because to me, it sounds like they finally just pivoted away completely from offering their own service. And I'm not sure, but I think if they haven't already, they're just going to shutter the Stadia brand altogether, the service, and just it be a license thing to other companies. And, like they said, AT&T can use their tech to let people play something in the browser. Like, I don't know, man. They should just do the Google thing and just cut it off. Just stop.
Just say they failed.
Kill it.
Admit it.
Kill it. Let Xbox do its thing, because that seems like to be the only one that's actually slowly taking strides to make cloud gaming relevant and better and useful. And it actually has a big library that they could get behind. And it's just this Google Stadia thing was forced. It was too fast, I think. Unfortunately, it wasn't ready for prime time yet. People weren't ready to go fully online. It reminds me of the Xbox debacle, the Xbox One, when it first released. Entertainment, instead of focusing on games, it's like, nobody's ready for cloud yet. So, yeah.
Okay. Chris, what do you think? Is it a little too late? Too little, too late?
No, it seems about the right time. Everybody's forgotten about Stadia. The only time they're in the news is when they're failing, and they put the life jackets on and they said, everybody get off the boat. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Yep. Trying to make a little extra cash.
Yeah. And as for cloud gaming, I'm personally not a fan of. It's a cool idea. Great idea if there's good internet. Where in Florida, there is not a lot of good internet. So it doesn't work for us. But everywhere else, yeah. So like kind of like you said not true.
Yeah.
Well, in my experience, I mean, what is it? XCloud has been pretty good. To me, it's been pretty dope. Um, uh, but for one, yeah, man, I think they were ahead. I guess they were ahead, but also behind at the same time. It's very weird. It's a very weird situation. It's cool that they're giving. I hope Peloton.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
one. Yep.
They're on the rise, so I think it'd be a great idea for them to take it and make it into a fitness thing. I'd love to play a video game fitness thing, which is cool. So hopefully they take it and Google keeps their nose out of gaming and just continues with what they do. So
Yeah. It's amazing when you really look at Google that we don't talk about. Like a lot of stuff that Google puts out fails. A lot. And I'm talking about like
Well,
it's mind-boggling on how much
not
of the
only
stuff
fails,
is
it's
not a good success.
a lot of it has to do with them canceling it
Yeah.
early.
Mhm.
yeah, Andy, aren't you the one who told us?
Taxing.
Are you the one that told us there's a website that tells you?
Yeah, everything
Okay.
that Google's killed.
It's
Um,
crazy. It's a crazy amount of things that you will be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like because Google, they have so much money. This is one of the things when you have too much money and you just start throwing ideas. And I commend them for trying because you do want people to try to be innovative and stuff like that. I just feel like what Yendi just said is perfect. Like it it'll be like okay, a year of this will come out, and then it's like instantly Google will be like, all right, we're not funding, we're done, and we're out. Like, and it happens so quickly. So I think this is a little I think it's good that they're trying to salvage it some way because obviously Google is a tech giant and them coming out with things and using their softwares and hardwares and all that stuff is always a good thing. So have licensing it out to companies like Peloton and like Bungie and stuff like that will definitely make their back, like Indy was saying. It'll make money back for. I think they were in over their heads when they just. That was something that I said even when it started. I said it's a great idea. I just feel like Google is not well equipped to come out with the things that they're planning on trying to come out with. And then that ended up proving true, which is unfortunate because the idea is great. They just threw way too much money at it too quickly and didn't realize what to do with it because you need the right people within that space because I was just reading about Phil Spencer and them even talking about Game Pass and how he had to pretty much tell them like, no, we need to make this happen because apparently the room was just like, no, like this is not going to work, and he was like, it's going to work, we just have to try it. So I feel like they didn't have the right people pushing what Stadia could have become because essentially I think along the way like that stuff is really going to shine. So, but I think they came out with a little too early like Chris said, and yet they didn't build it correctly, kind of like Xbox is taking that slow tortoise approach. And then I feel like it's going to like Stadia try to throw everything at you to be out first, and it kind of made it fail. So I do think this is a good thing though for them and their Google and technology to try to get some of that money back. So Andy, what were you gonna say?
Oh, that they should at least kept some of their studios that were making some of these games because I
Yeah.
think that could have been a cash flow right there. Just if you put a lot of money, Google has deep pockets, just like Microsoft. Put all that towards making a really good quality game, and I think that would be a keeper for the long run. I mean, look at Amazon had finally some success with New World, um, but they shot themselves in the foot by also releasing this other MMO, Lost Ark, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's not
That
out yet, right?
no, I think it's out
It's this
in
month.
other countries.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, and I think it's doing really, really well. Like it's being much better received as an MMO compared to New World, which I liked. I stopped playing just because I have the attention span of a squirrel at times. But
Oh,
I really do think Google. I mean, not saying that throwing money at something is the solution to it, but I think they could have put together a really badass team of ex devs from bigger companies who are either indie right now or just looking for something to do. I think they really really had a chance. I don't know if they've shuttered those developers or not, but I haven't heard anything about them. They could be still quietly making this hit game that we'll know about in a few years, but I just don't see it happening with Google, and it's kind of sad not knowing what could have been with Stadia and those exclusive games that were being made for Stadia. But I guess we'll see. Somebody else will make it out there eventually.
We'll get it. I think we're still in a great space for a new company to drop something that we want. We're just, I feel like, in a very good age for gaming. We will see what the future holds. Chris, you got anything you wanted to add to that?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right. I guess that will wrap it up for us today. Thank you guys for joining us. We do appreciate it. This is our 1 year. Thank you for everyone who stuck around with us for a year. We will get that live show going. We just really need to out properly. Please, guys, we are 11 subs away. So if you like our content, please tell a friend. Hit that sub button so we can give away that mouse and plan our next giveaway. Again, I think next Tuesday we will be back doing the show regularly on Tuesday.
I will not be there.
You won't be there?
No, I don't have Tuesdays
No.
off anymore, so we gotta keep figuring
you-
things out.
Is it Friday then? Are we gonna do next Friday?
I'm off. No, because I'm off today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday. So we could do a recorded one, but that's something for off of the camera.
Yeah, we'll figure that out, guys. We'll definitely have a show for you guys at some point next week. We'll just figure it out. Even if it's me and Yendi, we'll figure out a time and place for it. And then next week Chris and I will be doing the season finale of Book of Boba. We'll have our LPF debrief.
Motherfucking better be the season.
We'll have the season finale of that. So guys, go check out, hit the notification.
Oh, your mic cut out.
And
Okay, your mic cut
Yeah.
out. All right.
so I'm back. Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us. Fire team out.
You said fire team out, and I wasn't on the end
Yeah.
button here.